Hey, what's up everybody? Chase here for Uplift Fitness. One of our biggest values here at Uplift Fitness is education. That's because we believe with the proper education and the proper knowledge and wisdom regarding health and fitness, you can really change your health outlook, you can really chase your goals a lot better, and really avoid a lot of the frustrations that come with starting your fitness journey. So that's why from now on, hopefully once a week, we're going to be putting out videos for you covering either demystifying a topic or disregarding some sort of myth, or teaching you something that we believe to be new and useful for you in your health and fitness journey. So if you see me here sitting on this couch, go ahead and click play. You're going to learn something hopefully that is easy to understand. We put it in a way that's accessible to you and something that can really be beneficial to you, so stay tuned. So today we're going to be covering your metabolism. We're going to demystify the metabolism and show you what you're doing wrong and the things that you can do to boost your metabolism naturally. So your metabolism is made up of 4 things. They're on your screen right now. The first thing is your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate. Basically what that is the calories that you burn throughout the day just by being alive, through organ function, all the things your body uses calories for to function optimally. The second thing is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically all that means is all the activity that you do throughout the day that is not relating to exercise. So not on the treadmill, not lifting weights, anything like that. And then you have your EAT, which is your exercise activity thermogenesis. That is what you're going to be doing in the gym. That is going to be the calories you burn lifting weights, doing your sit-ups, push-ups, whatever it is that you're doing. And then there is your thermic effect of food, which basically means that when you eat food, it takes a certain amount of calories to digest that food, and that is called the thermic effect of your food. Now we can manipulate all of these things, but as you can see, your BMR makes the biggest portion of your metabolism. So really, if you increase that 10%, the amount of calories that you're going to burn versus if you were to increase your exercise activity thermogenesis, it wouldn't be nearly as big of a portion of the pie. So that's something that we always try and focus on whenever we give advice to people, is boosting your metabolism naturally and how important that is. And there's a way that you can do that, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But first I want to address some of the things that are probably dragging your metabolism down and kind of get you into a hole that makes weight gain, makes you much more susceptible to weight gain and fat gain. So the first thing is that you're over restricting on your diet. If you cut your diet too much, your body's going to resist that change and see it as a threat, because you're in an energy deficit, So what we want to do is get your diet to a stable position. So what you have to do is track your calories in. Best case scenario, you're tracking your macros, so your proteins, your fats, and your carbs, using something like MyFitnessPal. If you haven't downloaded that already, I highly suggest doing that. And then the second thing is that we exert ourselves. We put out too much because we think, if I spend an hour on the treadmill every day, I've got to lose weight. And that is simply not true. That is another thing your body sees as a threat, is excessive output, and you combine that with a very minimal input in terms of calories. Your body is going to really resist that, and it's going to hold on to everything it can, all of its energy resources. One thing that means is that you have less energy throughout the day, and that's never good. That you're tired from the time you wake up to go to bed. And number 2, it's going to hold on to body fat. So if your body is not getting the energy it needs in, and you're forcing it to put way more out, which is typically what people do when they start a weight loss or fat loss journey, your body's just going to say, no way, I'm not giving up this fat because I'll die if I give it up, because you're not feeding me and you're overexerting me. So those are 2 really big things that people do that can really drag down their metabolism. And there's also the hormonal side of it, which typically, depending on your diet, if you're over-restricting and you're overexerting, it's also going to drag your hormones down, which are very, very powerful. And you can also get into whether or not you have nutrient deficiencies, such as iodine, vitamin deficiencies. Those can affect your hormones, so having a well-balanced diet is very important. But the overexertion and the underconsumption is a massive part of it. That's kind of your big rock in the equation of things that are pulling your metabolism down. So what do you do? What do you do if you feel like your metabolism is in a bad place? Well, believe it or not, a very common myth is that your metabolism is set in stone. That's simply not true. You can drastically increase your metabolism. That's why you see people are like, oh, they're so skinny, they can eat so much. It's not that they're born that way. Whether they know it or not, they may have done things to increase their metabolism. Myself personally, I can eat around 3,000 to 3,500 calories every single day and not really gain that much weight. Now, for somebody trying to gain weight like myself, that is a challenge. But somebody who wants to lose weight, if we could get you to that position and then take you back down to maybe 2,500 or 2,000 calories systematically, that'd be amazing. Versus somebody who's started, you're only eating 1,000, 1,500 calories a day, and you're doing all this cardio, you're doing all this work, and it's just not coming off. At that point, you're kind of in a bad position. So what you have to do is what we call a reverse diet. Now, typically when you're dieting, you're cutting and you're restricting, and whether that be systematic or planned or formatted or not. Now, a reverse diet is exactly what it sounds like. You're adding and under restricting. So you're going to be adding calories in over the course of no less than 6 weeks, up to 6 months, while at the same time kind of coordinating with a positive correlation with your training. So you're going to be increasing your training incrementally as you increase your calories incrementally. Now, something very important to understand is that you have a proper macronutrient profile. If you don't know very much about macronutrients, you're more than welcome to message us. You're more than welcome to come in and speak with us. But I highly recommend a macronutrient masterclass through our Uplift Fitness Academy. That will be online very, very soon. You'll be able to download a link to that and listen to it right on your phone. But having a balanced macronutrient profile is very, very important when we talk about reverse dieting. So that needs to be done, like I said, incrementally. It needs to be systematic. And that's a thing with weight loss and fat loss, is that it is not slow, it has to be systematic. What you expect, whether a lot of times we're more marketed towards us that you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days and all these things that are shoved in our face, that the weight loss just happens like that. You just have to have the right magic pill. That's simply not true. It's a very unfortunate and pervasive myth that is pushed to us and has kind of become ingrained into us. The fact of the matter is that fat loss that is sustainable, that stays off and doesn't come back, takes a little bit. And depending on your position, it could take a lot longer. But if it is a lifestyle change, then you compare the year that you might take to put yourself in a healthy position versus another 20, 30, 40, 50 years you have left to live. That's a very small piece of the pie, and it's 1,000% worth it, especially if you're doing right, because you're going to feel better as you do it. You're going to see an increase in your quality of life, in addition to what you're going to see in the mirror and on the scale. So reverse dieting, number one, is what you can do to boost your metabolism. And like I said, it has to be systematic. You have to be knowing what you're doing. Have to have a right macronutrient profile. That's why it's a good idea to consult a fitness professional like myself or the other people we have available at Uplift Fitness. Number two, you have to prioritize weight training. You can't do all cardio. If you're doing all cardio, you're dragging down that BMR that we talked about, that big chunk of your metabolism. If you prioritize weight training, you're going to send your signal to your body that it needs to grow and get bigger and stronger and burn more calories, because that's what it needs to do, because of that's the stimulus that you're sending with weight training. Versus with cardio, you're saying, I need to be really efficient at cardio, so I'm going to drop weight, and I'm going, and that seems like a good thing, but what it does, that stimulus is not for it to keep and grow and get better. It's to drag down that metabolism to be as efficient as it can with those calories. And efficiency sounds like a good thing, but when we're talking about our metabolism, that means less calorie burn, even though you may be burning more calories on the treadmill. So prioritize your weight training. And I could talk for days about the benefits of weight training, how amazing it is for you, but definitely prioritize weight training. The third thing is going to be your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That means being more active throughout the day. Well, that means standing up at your desk at work, taking 10-minute walks after each of your meals. That's really good for insulin sensitivity and digestion, by the way. Whatever that means is just being more active throughout the day. You can't just destroy yourself in the gym and go home and sit all day long. That is going to be difficult on your body, and it helps you really with your recovery, believe it or not, the more active that you are. And the fourth thing is you have to sleep. You have to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep at night. Whether that means setting an alarm for you to go to bed, like, you know, it's 10 o'clock, that's 8 hours from when I had to wake up. I'm going to bed at 9:30, so I'm setting my alarm for then to go to bed, not just a set alarm to wake up. And then to have a routine that you're going to be doing every single night. So shut off your phone at 8, dim the lights at 8, do whatever you have to do to help your body slowly come down. If you have a screen in your face all the way up until the time that you go to bed, you're telling your body, you're telling your brain that it's daylight, it's daytime, it's time to be awake, and then we turn the lights off like that and expect ourselves to just fall asleep, and we wonder why we don't have very good quality sleep. So sleep is another really important one. So prioritize weight training, reverse diet, don't over restrict, and ask us for help if you need it. We're more than happy to help. Increase your NEAT and get better sleep. Those are going to be your big things for boosting your metabolism, and you may not see immediate results. You may not see results right now. You may see the pounds go up, and whether that be muscle, water weight, or whatever. Don't worry about the scale. I know it psychs us out and we want to see it go down, but the scale is not a good measure of body composition. So do those things, give them a try. It takes time. It's not 30 pounds in 30 days. That stuff doesn't last. You know, it's a gimmick. You can't lose 30 pounds in 30 days and keep it off without destroying your metabolism and then putting yourself in a worse position for the future. So give those things a shot. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to click the message button on our profile and get a hold of us. We're here to help. That's what we're here for. And of course, you can always stop at Uplift Fitness anytime during our staffed hours through the week.